been 2 years since I've been coming to this event, Quad Talk.
I'm here representing the team Technocrats, and this is my first year at ISNEE Quad Talk 2009.
Manish, representing Team Legion from KCD.
Yeah.
Mitesh from Team Hyperion.
I'm very happy being here. A healthy competition.
Well, Quad Talk can't be described just in words. It's more of a feeling that one can perceive being a part of it.
An intensive design competition that needs passion, dedication, and determination. A challenge that takes almost 1 year to design and build the vehicle fit for the competition. And finally, all the ATVs arrive on the racetrack to prove their mettle.
A design competition for engineering students which challenges them to build an all-terrain vehicle that is capable of running on all kind of surfaces, be it mud, sand, rocks, mountains, everywhere you go, quad will go. So Quad Talk is basically a design challenge for the budding engineers in which they learn to design, they build quad, they bring it for testing, they compete with other vehicles coming from all across the nation, and people from various industries, they judge the vehicles based on their design, manufacturing, performance, and in dynamic tests.
A vehicle can run in dynamic events only if it clears the technical inspection and brake test. But before technical inspection, these ATVs need to clear a drop test where they are dropped from a height of 6 feet, which is really breathtaking, because if at this point of time the vehicle fails, it would be really hard to fix it.
Design of any automotive or manufacturing depends upon various factors such as aesthetics, performance, and ergonomics. Whenever we design something, we initially make a scale model of the design so that we can figure out exactly how our end product is going to look like, and we should design to make our vehicle structurally fit and should be able to take proper dynamic loads. If we consider manufacturing of a chassis, we consider various factors such as node-to-node triangulation of the entire chassis so that the entire load is distributed evenly over the entire chassis, and the damage or failure of any product or part is very rarely done.
Quad Talk, the off-road championship by ISNEE, and I frankly joined engineering because of my passion for automobiles, and I found this amazing team and this amazing event. So all that the college does is provide you with the theory, but this event and my team has provided me with experiences, real life experiences, so that I can be a problem solver when I go out of college. When I am a graduate and I go to the industry, I'll be able to solve numerous sort of problems that other people are not capable of solving.
Quad Talk has actually given me the adrenaline rush completely, not only for viewing those Quad Talks running on those tracks, but also as an engineer. And I came across a lot of problems that we as a team had solved, and that satisfaction you get after you solve all those problems, that was an amazing experience. So yeah, I really enjoyed the whole thing.
I'm from Team Hyperion. I'm a professor there at SBM Polytechnic. We are the first time participating in such an event. Though it's a polytechnic, we were a little apprehensive like how our team would participate, but
the first time participating in GKDC Kart Design Challenge, and it was a nice experience getting so close to the mechanical part of the vehicle.
So out of 38, 28 got their technical inspection okay here at the track, and 24 got their brake test okay. So today we have the endurance, which is the final race of all the teams.
Mechanical engineering second round. The reason we came here as Smoke and Axel the team to this national level competition is so that we can gain exposure, we can gain hands-on experience on.
They could not make it to the endurance, but I really appreciate the vehicle and your efforts, and you are getting an honored entry in 5th GKDC. That is a free entry for your team.
It's been 2 years since I've been coming to this event quad top.
I'm here representing the team Technocrats, and this is my first year at ISNEE Quad Talk
I'm
2009.
Manish, representing Team Legion from KCD.
yeah.
Mitesh from Team Hyperion.
Very happy being here, a healthy
Well,
competition.
quad talk can't be described just in words. It's more of a feeling that one can perceive being a part of it.
An intensive design competition that needs passion, dedication, and determination. A challenge that takes almost 1 year to design and build the vehicle fit for the competition. And finally, all the ATVs arrive on the racetrack to prove their mettle.
A design competition for engineering students, which challenges them to build an all-terrain vehicle that is capable of running on all kind of surfaces, be it mud, sand, rocks, mountains. Everywhere you go, quad will go. So quad torque is basically a design challenge for the budding engineers, in which they learn to design, they build quad, they bring it for testing. They compete with other vehicles coming from all across the nation, and people from various industries, they judge the vehicles based on their design.
It's been 2 years since I've been coming to this event quad top.
I'm here representing the team Technocrats, and this is my first year at ISNEE Quad Talk
I'm
2009.
Manish, representing Team Legion from KCD.
yeah.
Mitesh from Team Hyperion.
Very happy being here, a healthy
Well,
competition.
quad talk can't be described just in words. It's more of a feeling that one can perceive being a part of it.
An intensive design competition that needs passion, dedication, and determination. A challenge that takes almost 1 year to design and build the vehicle fit for the competition. And finally, all the ATVs arrive on the racetrack to prove their mettle.
A design competition for engineering students, which challenges them to build an all-terrain vehicle that is capable of running on all kind of surfaces, be it mud, sand, rocks, mountains. Everywhere you go, quad will go. So quad torque is basically a design challenge for the budding engineers, in which they learn to design, they build quad, they bring it for testing. They compete with other vehicles coming from all across the nation, and people from various industries, they judge the vehicles based on their design, manufacturing, performance and in dynamic tests.
A vehicle can run in dynamic events only if it clears the technical inspection and brake test. But before technical inspection, these ATVs need to clear a drop test where they are dropped from a height of 6 feet, which is really breathtaking. Because if at this point of time the vehicle fails, it would be really hard to fix it.
Design of any automotive or manufacturing depends upon various factors such as aesthetics, performance and ergonomics. Whenever we design something, we initially make a scale model of the design so that we can figure out exactly how our end product is going to look like, and we should design to make our vehicle structurally fit and should be able to take proper dynamic loads. If we consider manufacturing of a chassis, we consider various factors such as node-to-node triangulation of the entire chassis so that the entire load is distributed evenly over the entire chassis, and the damage or failure of any product or part is very rarely done.
Quad Talk, the off-road championship by ISNEE, and I frankly joined engineering because of my passion for automobiles, and I found this amazing team and this amazing event. So all that the college does is provide you with the theory, but this event and my team has provided me with experiences, real life experiences, so that I can be a problem solver when I go out of college. When I am a graduate and I go to the industry, I'll be able to solve numerous sort of problems that other people are not capable of solving.
Quad Talk has actually given me the adrenaline rush completely, not only for viewing those quad talks running on those tracks, but also as an engineer. And I came across a lot of problems that we as a team had solved, and that satisfaction you get after you solve all those problems, that was an amazing experience. So yeah, I really enjoyed the whole thing.
I'm from Team Hyperion. I'm a professor there at SBM Polytechnic. We are the first time participating in such an event. Though it's a polytechnic, we were a little apprehensive like how our team would participate. But right from beginning, our team manager and our the team member, principal and all the management people, they were very supportive, and they gave us a very boost right from the beginning, and that motivated all our children, and they worked very hard. So the first thing they learned in this 4 months event was a very good team building. They worked very hard together. They found out they had a lot of technical understanding, and this is the platform where the students can come together, know different teams. They learn different way in which they can improve their system. So that is the best thing. And all in all, the whole organization of this event was very good. The food was good, and all the guides, the judges, they were very helpful. And it seems they would come running if at all any students faced any difficulty. So we didn't feel anything that we are out of place. So that is the best thing that we learned. And moreover, all the students interacted with various other teams. So that was a very good learning experience for all my students. And definitely, this is the platform by which they will have better understanding. They will definitely, we will see that next year onwards, there will be better performance, will be improvement in various aspects, and will come forward with new zeal and enthusiasm.
Since 3 years I have been coming here, and since 3 years I have been seeing many new teams coming here. We are having more competition. We made new friends. Being here, we grown as a we have grown as a team also. We learn new things. We learn from our mistakes. So being here is a great experience.
I represent Team Metalheads from Kerala, Kochi. I am the manager of the Team Metalheads. So speaking about what the skills and what the knowledge we get in participating in ISE event is that here we taught about as well as technical knowledge and theoretical knowledge, and the main thing came to my mind is teamwork, the bonding between our team members, doing a work in a team. That was well taught in this event.
Mudwalker was really tough when compared to last year, and the endurance round was really tough for us because we didn't have prior preparation, and the organization from ISNEE was really good. They helped us in many ways by providing mineral water, ambulance and other stuffs, and the judges were really fair, I think. They really helped us in the track while they helped the drivers, and they really supported us as they treated us as their team. So I like this is my first time in Quad Talk, and I think the next time we'll come back strong, and I thank ISNEE for this opportunity, and they have done well.
Asian Quad Talk is developing more and more by yearly wise. Yearly basis, last year and this year, more changes and difficulties has been added in the tracks as well as the static events. Officials are polite and very friendly with us, which can be helpful and gives more tips to overcome the events, and which is useful to us in a present way and future us. Thanks everyone.
We were the first diploma college.
Hi, good morning everyone. We will soon start this session. Please be with us.
Good morning, sir.
everyone. Can you please quickly just type your team name in the chat box so that we know which all teams are present? So in this session today, we are going to conduct about the rule book and the queries of the teams. Please quickly type in your team name so that we know which all teams are here. All right, thank you so much, and we'll soon start with the session. Just give us a couple of minutes. I hope my screen is visible to you all. So we will first take the questions that are already submitted to us in the Google form. And if time permits, we will take questions from the session also. Please do participate in the discussion when we ask you to. So we'll first take the questions from the electrical side that were asked, and then we'll move towards the mechanical. So if you have any questions during the discussion, please get them noted. And when we ask you to ask your questions, you can ask those questions then. So either you can type in the chat box, or if you are at a quieter place, if you think unmuting yourself won't make any issue to this session, you can unmute yourself and ask your questions by speaking also. So make sure when you unmute yourself and your session is over, your part is done for speaking, you mute yourself again, so that we do not disturb the session. And I hope my voice is clear, my screen is visible to you. Now Mr. Prateek will take over the session. Prateek, good morning.
Yeah, good morning, Umesh sir. So I hope you can hear me now, and maybe I'll present my screen.
Okay, all right, all right.
Yeah, I hope you can see my screen now.
Yes, it is visible.
So maybe we'll start with the already existing queries. So hello everyone, I'm Prateek Kumar Baru, and I'll be taking care of the electrical related rules for the GKDC. And we'll first, as Umesh sir said, so we'll be first covering the electrical section, and then we'll have a Q&A session like the online one, where you can ask your queries if you have anything. So then we'll move to the mechanical section. So this is the first query. I hope you can see. So some query was there related to what is accumulator isolation relay. So this is basically the AIR is a device which, if we operate, so that will allow us to disconnect the accumulator system completely. So there is a rule on this D3.6 you can see. So you can refer it. So all the things were mentioned pretty clearly. And whoever had asked this question, if you have any specific doubt related to accumulator, they can always welcome to like let us know, either through mail or today also, if time permits, they can ask me directly. So you can basically refer to section 3.6. So coming to the next question, can MCB be used as TSD? So TSD is basically system disconnect. So here in the rule, you if you go through this D3.9, so it is mentioned that it should be a device. Basically, TSD is a device. If you remove it, then it is possible to disconnect the complete accumulator system from the vehicle. So MCB is a basically miniature circuit breaker, right? So you can use it as a fuse, but I don't think it is possible to use as a TSD. So here the answer is no. You cannot use an MCB as a TSD. You need to find something else how you can use it. So now we'll go to the next question. What is SVD? So basically, in one place it is mentioned as SVD in the rule book. So SVD is high voltage disconnect. So it is nothing but the synonymous word for TSD, which is basically tractive system disconnect. So tractive system disconnect and high voltage disconnect is pretty similar. So you can consider it in this way. So coming to the next question. So can we add supercapacitor along with battery? So yes, anyway, we are allowing supercapacitor. So it is possible to use parallelly, like in whatever configuration you want, supercapacitor along with battery or anything is possible. But it should be like adhered to the rule book, which is mentioned for the accumulator. So that is the only condition here. So we'll move to the next question now. So what is the GLV system ground? So here GLV stands for ground low voltage. So you may be the guys working with electrical system. They are aware of the chassis ground. So it is not GLV ground system ground is nothing but the chassis ground low voltage systems. Okay. So we'll go to the next questions. So TSL, any specific company requirement? So there is nothing as such, like we won't force anyone to go for any particular company made stuffs. So only requirement is for TSL is it should adhere to rule D3.11, D3.12, and D3.13. So this is the only requirement for TSL. You can go through it, and if you still have any specific query, so you can always drop a mail to us. So moving to the next one. So for PSS, power shutdown switch, any specific company requirement. Similarly, for this also we don't have any specific company name or something. Only requirement is it should adhere to rule D3.15. So this is a sample picture. You can say like the PSS should be like looking like something like this. You can use from any company. There is no restriction. That's all. Moving to the next one. So what is the reference position for the second PSS switch? So yeah, I want to just add one point here. So this is the new rule which is added for this 10th GKDC. It was not previously there. So here you can see it is mentioned in the D3.15. There must be two PSS or kill switches in the kart. The first PSS must be rigidly mounted on the steering wheel where the driver can easily operate it, and the second PSS switch should be placed on the left side of the vehicle on the roll loop at the adequate height such that in an emergency situation the bystander can operate it easily. The PSS must be easily visible to someone standing near the cart. So PSS should look like this, and one should be placed on the steering wheel for the driver, and second one is on the left side of the roll loop. So if suppose this is the card, right? So here somewhere near to the driver back, somewhere near left side of the roll loop, which should be used. And I think one a diagram is also somewhere present. Let me check if I can show you by end of this session. I can show you exact like place where it should be mounted. So now we'll move to the next question. So accumulator container specific thickness. So I can say on this there is no such boundaries on what exact material you should be using. So we have the requirement for D3.4 and D3.5 for the accumulator container. So you should be adhered to that. And apart from that, like you are free to choose any material actually. Only thing is it should adhere to these rules. That's all. So material can be anything. It should be rigidly mounted, and also all rules were present. So you can refer to these two things, 3.4 and 3.5. Going to the next one about the bots breakover travel switch. So any specific company requirement. So there is nothing as such. So only requirement like it should adhere to rule C2.19. So you can refer to this C2.19. So this is a sample picture how it should look like. It can be anything else also. The PSS switch what you are using. So those kind of device also you can use as a BOTS. Only thing you need to consider, the C2.19 should be fulfilling. That is about the bots. The next one is, I think this is the last one. So someone asked like, please explain the low voltage down circuit diagram. Yeah, it is a new thing actually recently added to the 10th GKDC rulebook. And first, before going to the exact diagram, I want to discuss why this is necessary. So basically, we have what are the different type of circuit? What the difference between low voltage and high voltage? So in any EVs when you are designing, so there is basically two parts. One is the high voltage section, which will be basically used to power up the tractive system, and second one is the low voltage, which basically the driver or any other control circuitry will be operated. So basically, the low voltage circuit diagram is also known as the shutdown circuit, because if something happened to this low voltage circuit, then finally your high voltage circuit will be disconnected. And we are doing so through the AIR, the accumulator isolation release. So I'll be going to the diagram what is mentioned in the rule book. So here you can say there were basically four components used actually. First one is the low voltage battery. Then we have two switched. One is this normally closed element, and second one is the normally open element. So it looks like this. So here you can see normally closed one were used here, the PSS, the BOTS, and the normally open element is used as a drive enable switch. So I'll be clearly explaining like what all the components were there. And the third component is the AIR coils. So these were the accumulator isolation release. So two were there, you can see. So first one is the positive terminal of the accumulator, and second one is the negative terminal of the accumulator. So here, if we start from the beginning, so first it will start from this LV battery. So low voltage positive and negative terminal is there. So negative is basically of the low voltage battery is connected to the chassis ground. So this is also referred as, someone asked, right, what is the GLV, ground low voltage system ground, and all GLV is ground. So this is the GLV system ground, basically you can say, or chassis ground, anything you can refer to. So this is that point. So negative terminal will be connected to the chassis, and the positive terminal will be going to the drive enable or start button, or the manual key if you are having anything. So that is basically nothing but a start button. So it will come here. So after the suppose you are operating the start button. So after operating the start button, the positive voltage should be appear at this point. So from here you can take to other LV supply, whatever is required. Suppose you are designing some TSAL system accumulator lights, or any other circuitry like ready to drive sound or something. So if you want to power up those circuits, so those you can take supply from here, and after that you can have your own logic actually, how when you want to operate the ready to drive sound or TSL, that you can control. But the power supply should be going from here. So after that, the first device is like the PSS, power shutdown switches. So we have anyway told in the previous slides as well, we have two switches. One is should be in the cockpit, and that is mounted on that should be mounted on the steering wheel for the driver, and one is on the left side of the roll loop. So this is the switch. So it should be connected in series. So after that, the supply voltage will go to the BOTS, brake over travel switch. So ideally it should be normally closed, and suppose there is a failure of brake, or brake is traveling over its position. So this should be actuated, and it should break the circuit basically. And next it should go to the TSD interlock. So here this device is called the tractive system disconnect interlock. So here you can see there were four terminals here. So two are basically for the low voltage. This shutdown circuit is one is going here, and after completing the loop, it will come out of the circuit. And here you can see the second one is there. So this symbol is basically for the high voltage accumulator. So the accumulator one terminal positive and one more positive. Positive will go to here, and from the output it will go to the vehicle basically. So don't think like positive and negative were coming here. It will short circuit and blast off if you do so. This is just a symbol to indicate that the positive of the accumulator is going to the TST, and after if the TST is properly connected and the device is not removed, so basically the accumulator will go again and it will maybe go to the vehicle side. So okay, so if TST is basically connected, so we are getting the output here. So if you want to add something, some more safety features to your vehicle, or if you want to like add a few innovative things, or it can be anything related to safety, that those interlock you can place here in the series itself in the same line. And after that, it will split up into two parts actually. One will go to the AIR one for suppose the top one is for the positive terminal of the accumulator, and second one is the for the negative terminal of the accumulator. So first one will go to here, or you are free to use any pre-charge circuitry also for EGKDC. Anyway, this is not a mandatory rule, but if you want for a safety purpose, you are free to use any pre-charge circuitry if you require. So it can be placed here actually as per the diagram. And second one is again the optional pre-charge circuitry. You can add here also. That is not an issue. So as per your design, you are free to choose anything. And second part is completely for the negative part of the AIR. So now I think I'm done with the electrical related queries. So if anyone from the audience is having any query, they are free to ask me. So two things we can do: either you can, as Umesh sir told in the beginning, so you can ping your queries in the message, or you can unmute yourself and directly ask me that.
If you have any queries, guys, speak up, or you can type in the comment box. We are taking up the queries related to the electrical segment.
I think no one is having any query as of now. Anyway, parallelly, you can if anyone is having any query, they can chat in the they can put it in the chat. So we'll take take these questions at end of this session. Maybe Umesh sir can take over for the mechanical related.
Yes. Let me present my screen, please. So just. So the very first query is in the bodywork section C2.13. Can the front fairing, side panel, and rear bumper have splitters or wings for more downforce? Yes, of course they can have. So if you are planning to use aerodynamic, active, or just for the aesthetic purpose, you can have it. No boundaries are set, or no rules are kept that you're not supposed to use anything of that sort. You can use. Then, are adjustable aerodynamic packages allowed in the bodywork? Yes, and they are allowed. But make sure when you talk about the aerodynamic packages, you have a proper report. It should not be like you attached anything. If that is not working, if that is just for the aesthetic or better looking, that's okay, no issues. But when you claim that you have the active aerodynamic, I mean it is working, then you would need to present the reports as well. Is the bodywork allowed on the engine section of the kart? Yes, you can do bodyworks on engine or motor section also, transmission section also. But if in case you're covering it up entirely, make sure that you provide the effective cooling to the system, so that no such problems of the heating happens in your system. Are rear spoilers allowed in GKDC? Yes, allowed. Then we have, what are weldment joints? Actually, this should not be a query of the teams participating in a competition like this. But okay, weldment joint is nothing but a joint that you are welding in your frame or maybe anywhere. So anything that you are welding is a weldment, a joint, basically welded joint. So fuel efficiency, next question is, fuel efficiency has 75 points, but what about EV? Unfortunately, for the electric category, we still don't have access to the reliable systems to measure up the efficiency. So we will need to be dependent on several factors that teams can manipulate very easily. So we are testing up a setup in this event that will not be included in the scoring session. But yes, we are testing up a setup that to evaluate your efficiency, battery efficiency, precisely, that cannot be manipulated easily by the team. So for this event, there is no fuel efficiency, or there is no efficiency event for the electric cars. But for the combustion cars, it is already there as per the rule. Compulsion of minimum 3 riders. Yes, the rule book says to you to have 3 riders. Reason being that sometimes when you have the event, the driver is ill or the driver is not feeling well, and sometimes the driver itself is not present on the venue. So that time you randomly pick up the driver from your team, and that becomes a safety issue for the competition. So we strongly recommend that you have 3 riders, and all of those riders or drivers have a better relationship with your vehicle rather anybody else you randomly pick. So we recommend you to have multiple drivers, not only 3, but more than 3 also you can shortlist. What is the timeline for doing things like when we can start the fabrication? You can start the fabrication right away. There is no need of waiting for any signal to be provided by the organizers. If you have a right kind of design that you are aiming to build, start the fabrication right away. No waiting. Then the next question is, one driver has completed his training. Is the remaining 2 enough to get DTP, or all 3 of them should attend the training? If anybody has completed the driver training program in previous events, so they don't need to attend it again. They already have the certificate. But what they do need to have is a better experience. So if they want, they can attend, but there is no compulsion. Updates on the final event calendar, as it is still you can say a very unpredictable pattern of examinations that the colleges and universities are following these days. So as of now, we do not have any confirmation on the dates given in the timeline, but yes, we will conduct a poll in the first week of January, and with that poll we will conclude the final date. So it is still flexible. I mean, we will finalize the dates as per the availability of the teams when there is no exam. Allowable steering free play. Actually, a free play, if I just tell you what free play is, free play is nothing but the amount of steering effort that you're putting on the steering wheel, but your wheels are not turning up. So basically, there is always a certain amount of free play in your steering system when you make these link mechanism in the go-karts or maybe in quad or any such vehicle. So there happens to be a free play, and that free play is nothing but you are turning up the steering wheel, but basically your wheels are not turning to left or to right. So that free play allowable in GKDC is 7 degrees. as given in the rule book. Queries regarding Gantt chart. So actually this question was a little not understood to us. Queries related to Gantt chart, I mean, what queries actually? So Gantt chart is, I hope, just explaining the definition of this particular thing. So if there are more queries, you can ask. So Gantt chart is nothing but the project timeline. Basically, you need to make a project timeline according to which your team will be working. So it is a project plan basically. So in which month what activities will be completed, who will be doing that. So the allocation of work so that your work can be completed within a specified time and you can achieve your goals more effectively and more efficiently. And then queries related to cost report. Basically, again, the same question. What queries? Cost tables, actually cost report is already available in your team account. You can download. It is simple, fill in the blank thing. And more discussion about the cost report will be done in the webinar upcoming, that workshop. If you have any queries, you can ask at the end of the session today. Related to a rule mentioned in the rule book stated as student fabrication. See, basically, there is a reason. There is a strong reason why we call it as a design challenge. A design challenge, basically, we are offering you a problem and you are solving it through the design. So it should not include the professional assistance of in manufacturing of the vehicle. Professional assistance means if you have to perform the welding, so it must be a student member of your team who's performing the welding. It should not be someone you hiring from the market who's professional in welding, or maybe you are getting manufactured a lot of things professionally. So yes, when you do not have machinery, when you do not have enough exposure to work with those machineries, then you can go and outsource those things. But it should not be like the complete cart you are getting it manufactured outside. And trust me, when something of that sort happens, the officials or the technical inspectors and judges, they find it very easily. And in that case, we ask you to produce the proof for fabrication that your team members have been working, and that proof can be related to any segment of the card. It cannot be like only welding we will be asking. So you are supposed to do the work on your own, and you have to keep the record for that work also, like videos, photographs. It is not like every team will be witnessing such questions, but yes, if in case we think that the professional build quality is there in the vehicle, we might ask you questions. So when you are doing things at a very precision level, then you are supposed to keep the records for those things. Like, okay, we have done this and we have done this on our own. No professionals were involved. So there was a question, a very good one actually. Some examples of previous deep dive topics. So in the recent event that we have concluded, for the EV and CV, these were the a deep dive topic. So if those who don't know what deep dive is basically a topic that we give to you at before a week of your business presentation, and it is a case basically. We are asking you to provide your strategies and your plan to deal with that particular problem. So in the last event we had, for the EV, increasing cases of electric vehicles catching fire is a matter of grave concern for all EV manufacturers. So what measures are you willing to adopt to minimize such incidents in your product? This was for the electric vehicle category. And then this was for the combustion vehicles. Vehicles produced by your company are facing an engine overheat issue resulting in poor performance and driving discomfort. How do you plan to deal with these matters? So you were supposed to plan, present or include a slide and give us some insights of your plan, and like how exactly are you going to deal with these issues. So something of that sort will be again given in this season also. Now, business plan executive summary. So if you see your team account under resources tab, there are several templates uploaded. And one of those template is for the BPS, or business plan executive summary. So it is basically nothing but a document that you are submitting to the competition in order to obtain appointment with the judges basically. So though everyone will be given a chance to present their business plan, but this document has certain points. Irrespective of your performance in business plan, this document is also having certain points. And based on this document, we'll be interested to hear your complete business plan. So be as creative as you can, and you should always try to showcase the highlights of the business. So it is just a single page document, it is not a detailed report, it is a single page document. And the contents required, like what we think is potential content for your BPS, has already been given in the template. So you can include things on your own also that you think are more important to mention. So you can refer to the EMS, and under your team account there is a tab named resources. So all the templates are uploaded over there. So there was a question, meaning of motor with all must be removed. So actually, thank you for finding this error out. So there is a word missing, motor with all connections. So basically when you are going doing the disassemble event, so when you are taking the motor out of the cart, all connections must also be removed. So it should not be like, okay, you took the motor out and with the wires connected you put on ground. No, all connections of the motor must be removed. So when you are designing your wiring system, make sure that these are the couplers, not the wires attached with the insulation tape and all. So the couplers that you can remove very easily and quickly, and it does not harm your system also. Then the next question is, business plan presentation will be online, all members must be in the podium area. Actually, business plan presentation will be online, but top 3 or top 5 presentations will again be done during the event. So all the members involved in the presentation, when it is happening online, must keep their camera on all the times during the presentation. And when it happens, if you are in the top 3 or top 5, that is yet to be decided. And if you get an invitation to present your business plan in the event also, then podium area is nothing but the presentation area where standing you are presenting this particular presentation or the event. What are the requirements for technical inspection report specification? First of all, when you are studying the rule book, I hope that you all have been studying the rule book very carefully and thoroughly. So first of all, there is no such term as technical inspections report specification. There is a technical inspection sheet which will be made available to you at least 2 months before your in-house TI deadline. So when you ask the question, please do mention the right term so that we do not get ourselves confused in what you are asking. So factors decided to call a cart unstable. Yes, even if you have cleared technical inspection and you have entered into the dynamic events, the first event would be the brake test. So the technical inspectors or the judges have a right to declare your cart as unsafe or unstable based on a lot of factors. And few factors I'm pointing over here: that unusual sound from transmission, engine or motor. If we find that there is some sort of unusual sound which is not normal coming from your system, your cart may be stopped and your sticker of the TI sticker can be taken back. Then a lubricant coolant leakage from the systems, too much of roll steer or ride steer, like your cart is not stable, you all the times you have to just lean on the steering system to keep it in the direction that you are aiming to go, but it again is going in the unintentional direction, so that is again unstable. Might be unskilled driver or rash driving sometimes. Unusual smoke coming out of vehicle, it could be a fire like situation. Because of that we can declare your cart unstable. Poor brakes, and then again engine starting restarting issues, vehicle stops repeatedly and too frequently, so it could be a reason for unstable cart. And then again any other vehicle behavior that the marshal or the technical inspector declare as unsafe. So it is the utmost responsibility of these people to make sure that the event happens safely. So they can stop you, they can declare your kart as unsafe or unstable. In that case, you will be redirected to the technical inspection bay again, and depending upon their decision, you will be allowed or not allowed to take part in the competition further. So as I said again, these are some of the points that might declare your kart as unstable or unsafe. There may be situations based upon the particular vehicle that might be different from these points. Electronic timing equipment mounting position. So basically, when we speak about mounting position, so we speak the mounting position of the transponder. So based upon the facility of the electronic timing system, we will decide whether to use the transponders or not. And if this happens, we will do the installation part on our own, and that is not going to take any additional mounting or space design in your kart. So we'll find out we have systems in place that we can install the transponder without any other things required in your kart additionally to be designed. So what is the minimum thickness for the chain guard? Again, there was a question, what is the minimum thickness for the accumulator container? So there is no such rule for the thickness. You have to be smart enough to design these thickness. It must be a robust one. Like it should not be that it is not able to withstand the forces or the dynamic conditions that it is supposed to. So suppose your chain breaks, and if you are using a material which is having like thickness of 0.5 mm or 0.8 mm, and when chain breaks, it has a force that can pierce through that material, so it is of no use. So select a system, select a thickness or material smartly. So for the chain guard, I would suggest minimum 1.5 to 2 mm. Again, it is not there is no restriction on the thickness. And moreover, the manufacturing processes with which we are manufacturing this chain guard or the transmission guard makes it decides the thickness of the system. So if you're welding, if you're making the transmission guard through welding process, then obviously you will have to use the thickness that is weldable. And if you are using stamping tool or anything of that sort, then less thickness can also work. But yes, when you are making a system for your use, when you do not know the exact thing, then you should go a little higher side, and it should basically fulfill the requirement. So you have to be smart while deciding the thickness. Now, seat mounting angle as per the driver sitting posture in the rule C2.11. This has been a very unfortunate thing, even after repeatedly saying and forcing teams to adapt a particular driver sitting posture, then they make a vehicle compact, and that compact that the driver itself is not able to sit comfortably or safely inside the vehicle. If you happen to see the rule book, there is a Percy defined in the rule book, and that Percy is nothing but a driver with which and according to this driver, this kart is supposed to be designed. So basically you have already given a driver dimension that according to that you have to manufacture or design this kart. Then the second thing is your drivers might not be fitting in that Percy. They can be taller or shorter. That's not an issue. If that is the case, you can have adjustability in your driver sitting posture. Like you can adjust the position of the pedals, or you can adjust the position of your seat, or both as required. So this is the sitting posture. You see the top view of your kart, and this is the driver seat. If you can see my cursor, this is the driver seat. So this pink line, this is nothing but the seat's longitudinal and lateral axis, and this is the origin basically. So if you happen to see these two distances from front of the vehicle to the front edge of the seat, this distance is A and this distance is B. Mostly in most of the cases, they are equal. They should be equal, but they can be unequal also. Like A can be plus minus 1 inch, then B. I hope I made a sense. You got my point. So basically, when I say this one is smaller or larger, this nothing but this seat is tilted a little. So this point would be somewhere over here or over here. And that can be like plus minus 1 inch. Then again, the second thing is C and D. If you see the centers, and if you see this distance C, this distance D, they can be plus minus 2 inch greater or smaller than each other. So this is the basically this is the definition of this particular rule over here. So you can have a seat offset from the center, but the range is A and B plus minus 1 inch, C and D plus minus 2 inch. This is what this particular rule is saying. Now coming to the next question, which is okay, I'll just explain this. How many inspection holes are permitted? So, mostly there is one inspection hole only, and this inspection hole is nothing but to check the thickness of the material that you have used. And this must be in the low stress area where there is no impact of this particular hole, and the diameter of this hole can be 3 to 5 mm, not 5 mm. 3 mm is more than sufficient. So maximum 2 holes you can make, but 1 is sufficient. Then factors to prove the cart designed and fabricated by students. Again, I have explained this question already. The organizers might ask for videos or photos of manufacturing. Keep a record of team members performing the actual actions within the institute. Judging criteria for the aesthetic report, and in the competition handbook, you will get a competition handbook, not only for the aesthetic, but for every evaluation that we are doing, including your design evaluation, your aesthetics, your DVP, DFMA, whatever the reports you are submitting. The tentative or a few important questions are listed over there, and so is for the aesthetic. I'll read out those questions for you. Is the overall appearance attractive? First question. Does the cart look fast and stable? Next question. Is there any inspiration for that particular design, or randomly you have started manufacturing and whatever you got was the design? And the next question would be, does the cart exhibit high levels of fit and finish? Then next, is the cart clean? I mean, when you present it for the evaluation, how is the cart looking? Is it clean, washed, free of oils, grease, and debris? Then the next question is, does the cart instill pride in driver, owner, or team sponsors, or apologies? The very important question this is. So when you have aesthetic or any evaluation, so you might feel that okay, judges are asking you a question like, how do you feel about your cart? I mean, are you proud of your cart, or you're not? So basically, since you have manufactured it, so you must have the emotions attached with this cart. But if it is the cart manufactured by someone else, would you feel the same way as you are feeling it now? So these are some questions related to the aesthetic report. It has nothing to do with your performance of the vehicle. The aesthetic is just look of the vehicle, and based on these particular things, we will evaluate the aesthetic. Now, this was what I was trying to attach with that sitting seat position. So this is what the exact meaning of 5th percentile and 30th percentile anthropometric data. So basically, it is nothing but the driver's dimensions, like how much is the leg length, thigh length, back length, and neck length. What are the places where we are going to put this Percy. So this we call it as Percy. Percy is nothing but your driver, according to which the cart is being designed. And this Percy is 30th percentile male template. Male template, 30th percentile, nothing but 5 foot 8 inch to 5 foot 9 inch in Asian people. So since we are in India, we are Asian, and our average height is approximately this in cart. In karting, we are saying. And for the formula student event, it is 95th percentile. So that is approximately 6 feet 2 inch. So for go-kart, for GKDC, we are taking a driver of 5 foot 8 inch to 5 foot 9 inch. Now you can you can appoint anyone as a driver, but this is a particular driver according to which your kart is being designed. You see, the helmet is declared here at the diameter, and this is the shoulder diameter, and this is the hips part, this is knee, and this is the ankle joint. Everything is mentioned over here. You need not to do anything but to make a Percy out of the cardboard. You can have these circles. One circle 250 mm diameter. This circle is 200 mm, and this again is 200 mm. So you make three circles out of the cardboard, and then you have some lengths. Like this is 450 mm, this is 250 mm, this is 435 mm, and this is 470 mm. This you can keep it as like 8 inch, 9 inch, whatever is the foot length of your driver. So this is nothing, but you can stop it here also. Now you have to pin joint these things. There will be a video on our YouTube channel coming how to make this Percy. So this will be a pin joint, basically an adjustable thing. So this angle is 140 degree. If you see, this angle is 140 degree. The thigh and the lower leg angle, the knee angle, basically it is 140 degree, and the back angle it is 105 degrees, and it is 90 degree when it is kept to be a static, like the ankle angle. Now this, sometimes when you are placing the paddles over here, there are systems going underneath the paddles. So either you should cover them, or there should be no such systems that are moving. So basically there are systems. So you, let us say you have covered them, and this height maximum it can be 2 inches, not more than 2 inch, or 50 mm, sorry, not 2 inch, 50 mm it is. So this is your driver sitting posture. And according to me, if I am the designer of your kart, my work starts with the Percy making. So if I'm supposed to design this kart, I will first pick up this Percy. I will allocate the space. How much space does this Percy need? And then I will go for the other things, like the rule book has defined segments of the chassis this time. So after the Percy is adjusted in the kart, then you will go for the segments of the basically rule book or chassis. So I'll show you some images. More information on endurance of a EV kart. This endurance will be same as the combustion karts, but the efficiency event will not be included. So basically, when the event is done at Kari Motor Speedway, we do 12 laps. Now these 12 laps are scoring laps. So in order to complete these 12 scoring laps, we need to make 2 additional laps. So whatever is the number of scoring lap, there will be 2 more laps than those laps, as 1 lap is consumed in the formation and 1 lap is consumed in the completion. So basically, when the endurance starts, there is 1 lap in which you do the formation, pit stop basically. And once the pit stop has been done, your endurance will start. Then you will count 12 more laps, and then the last lap will be the completion lap. So basically, there will be 14 laps on an all. So you should design your battery according to these 14 laps. And roughly the Kari Motor Speedway, 1 lap counts to be 2.1 kilometer. So you can do the mathematics. Then efficiency for the EV karts is not there. Actually, it is happening, but it will not be included in the scoring. Now, one-way communication between the driver and team. Now, when you do the communication system, one-way or two-way, that's okay, no issues. You can use radio systems, and even in cases, teams use the mobile phone. But make sure whatever you're using, the driver does not need to apply his efforts to, establish a communication. You can use radio communication if needed, or communication of any sort, but the driver must not use any mobile phone to establish the communication with the team. You can use mobile phone in the beginning of the endurance, and you can connect on a call too. Once the endurance starts, the driver must not use the phone even when the call is disconnected. Reason being safety. So if the call is disconnected, you have to wait for him to come into the pit stop or driver change area, and then you can start reworking on your communication part. It should not be like he has parked the cart inside the track at a corner and he's using the mobile. It should not be like that. So you should connect some headset systems to the mobile, and maybe not all the teams might be able to afford that communication system, because the Kari Motor Speedway is a very large area, and to afford those communication system to cover that entire track is a huge cost involved. So you can use the mobile phone, but again, the driver must not be using the mobile phone. Once the call started, he can just answer it, like speaking or anything like that. Nothing. He should not press any button. He should not take mobile out, or he should not take radio out to call you or to speak to you. About innovation, and I wanted to know about the offline workshop. I don't know what about the innovation you want to ask, but the offline workshop will be starting in January. Driver sitting posture, again, same thing. Now, with the help of some additional examples, I will again try to explain you the driver sitting posture. Please be patient for a couple of more minutes. Then, can the design of the complete go-kart be done considering the mentioned driver sitting posture? Yes, of course. This is the only criteria for you to design the kart. It has been done using the given Percy. It has to be done using the given Percy only. But the driver of your team can be shorter, taller than the mentioned Percy. If in case the driver is shorter or taller, the team can design adjustable system to accommodate the driver safely and comfortably. So this is how we come to an end for the questions being asked. Now there is one thing that I want to explain you further. Like, this is your card. If I show you your card, if you are able to see my screen, so this is nothing but your card. Okay. Now over here will be your driver. So if I place this Percy, you see I have not mentioned any dimensions of this card as of now. So if I place the Percy over here, you will see that the driver is sitting over here. He's having his shoulder somewhere over here, and this is approximate position of your driver if he is having this much of length. And make sure that we will not ask anybody when we will do this test, or we will check the sitting posture. We will not make anybody sit, but we will put the template inside your card, this very template made of the cardboard only, and we will see this is where your pedals will be. So this is where your pedals will be. Okay, this particular. So this will be over here, and this will be positioned inside the seat and placed like this. So we will see if this angle is 140 degree. If this is not 140 degree, then basically minimum 140 degree. So if it is like more than 140, no issues. But if it is 130 also, then we are going to disqualify you in the technical inspection. And in the recent last event also, 40% penalty, design penalty was kept on the teams, that those who were not able to satisfy this particular rule and this particular rule. So when your driver is taller, obviously this angle will not be 140 degree. If these systems are not adjustable, that is acceptable, no issues. But in order to make this particular template in your vehicle comfortably, and to satisfy this as 140 degree and this as 105 degree and this as 90 degree, so you must need to make this template first and then start your designing. If it is more than these angles, that's fine, no issues, but not less than this. Okay, so this is how all the queries are addressed. Now there were two things that I personally wanted to tell you. One about the TSL, that people use anything in name of TSL. So I'll just show you something like a warning light beacon that you use on ambulances and forklifts or cranes or anything. So it is a warning light beacon actually. This would solve your purpose of the TSL. If you can find it on internet, if you can see on my screen. So it should not be very big, or if you can make one of your own or on your own. Now, sometimes for the tractive system disconnect or the high voltage disconnect, teams use the fuse that we use in the domestic electrical systems. So that is okay. I mean, in the for the sake of the trouble, we allow only. But this is not a professional thing, though it is also use only that kind of thing only. But it is more safe. Like everything is safety. So this is a typical attractive system disconnect. If you can see on my screen, this is something which is attractive system disconnect that you can use in your system, in your card, and that will work fine. So any other things other than these, so we'll be happy to answer if you have any more doubts.
I think there is some queries in the comment section actually.
Since I was presenting the team on the screen, so I
Yeah.
did not see. I'll just read out the queries.
Yes.
I'll just see. So first question is, what is the date of upcoming workshop? We are doing workshops online also and offline also, since more teams are preferring it to be done online. So we are doing it online first, and then offline will be done in January. So online workshop, it starts from 12th of December and will be done till 17th. So you must have already received the guidelines for this. You can check on your registered numbers or your team account. Then second question is from Team Agni. DSP is considered according to the same dimension provided in the rule book. Is that fine? Yes. Driver sitting posture in your vehicle will be checked or will be verified using the PERSI only. Then the next question is, do we have to continue business plan model made in the last GKDC, or our business plan and continue it by making a completely new business plan? Up to you. If you think your business plan in the last GKDC was good and you can present it again, so you can continue with it. And if you have new ideas incorporated, or if you are planning to go for an entirely new business plan, see, we do not consider you as the experienced team when you will come into the business plan. So you can present the same business plan, but make sure that when you present the business plan again, the judges might ask you questions as they have seen your business plan in the last event. So they might ask you questions from the next level also. So be ready with that. Now, the next question is from Ashish Rao. Sir, is the side mounted engine permitted? First of all, I will just point out one thing. The rule book on a section declares the track width and wheelbase, and there is a picture given for that. In that picture, this mounted engine is used. So do not consider that as a reference for the cart design. Just the track width and the wheelbase is defined in that particular picture. So side mounted or rear center mounted engines are permitted, no issues. And this is the reason because of which we have declared the roll hoop width at the bottom can be different. I mean, can be shorter than the chassis width. So this, I hope, is clear now. So you can use side mounted engine, no issues. Then the next question is from Rashmi. Sir, can the same dimensions provided in the rule book for the PERSI can be considered? Just make sure that the PERSI is strictly the dimension given in the rule book. Your driver can be different from that PERSI, but the PERSI must be exactly the same dimension as given in the rule book. Then Team Black Spanner says, is it compulsory that the given LV circuit must be done on the card, or can we edit it according to our use? I think Mr. Pratik will be able to
Yeah.
answer.
Maybe I'll quickly share my screen just to explain the thing. Yeah, I hope you can see this now. So basically, to answer your questions, just a minute. So yes, I can say it is compulsory that the LV circuit must be done on the card, and the compulsory part is after the battery, it must go to the start button. That is mandatory one. After this, you can like before this start button or somewhere, you cannot take the LV supply for any of the functions. So this is mandatory. And the PSS, power shutdown switch, BOTS, and interlocks. It should only one independence you have. These all components should be present actually, TSD and bots. But you may like play around with the sequence. So all the things were in series, right? So only you have the freedom to change the sequence. That's all. But these were the mandatory things. These anyhow we need to put in incorporate in the cart. So this is compulsory. And you are asking, can we edit it according to our use? So yeah, to answer that, only the sequence you can change. Apart from that, you are not allowed to change anything. And if you want to add additional things, then you can add. But these four were mandatory. Not four actually, five. The start button, cockpit, left cockpit PSS, and TSD interlock and BOTS. So this is mandatory. And I hope this is clear. If not, you can, if you have any still specific query, then you can ask. And I think after that, one more thing is that the sunroofer. Should we only have to use a brand new battery and motor? So battery and motor were not like something which is very like cheap and something like so. You are basically allowed to use battery and
Yes,
motor from the last year.
yeah,
That
you
is
can
specifically
reuse
for-
them. If you think
Yeah.
that your battery is fulfilling your endurance requirement, then yes, you can use.
Yeah.
So reusing is not restricted. Shri Arvind is asking, what do you mean by team account? I'm very, this is very unfortunate to read this. What do you mean by the team account? Team account is nothing but your team is given an account on the website, GKDC website, where we establish communication in regards of the competition. Like if there is any announcement, if there we are asking you to do some work in a specific manner, then you have to do in those in reference to those announcements. There are several things like team member information that is to be uploaded in your team account. The templates are uploaded over there, results are uploaded over there, and a lot of things are uploaded over there. So basically something like your social media account is your team account, which is accessed by you. So you can ask your team manager or team captain or someone who's having those credentials, and you can ask what exactly is happening over there. And it is an information for all of you that you please be updated with your team account. Don't expect that everything is to be spoon feeded by calling you only. There are certain announcements, there are certain notifications that we put on the team account and under my messages, under resources. So you are supposed to see that. Then Samir is asking, is it compulsory to place the driver's seat in exact center? So this part, to clarify, is it is not. Like I said, 1 inch offset to the side and maximum 2-inch offset along the 1 inch offset along the length and 2-inch offset along the side. It is permitted. So that is what I explained in the previous session just a couple of minutes ago. Then the next part of the question is, if we do, then this engine placement will be at one side of the cart inside mounted. That would not be good for the weight distribution. See, it's not only the weight distribution. When you place the driver at the center, it looks like a vehicle actually. A vehicle as in the go-kart. Since a go-kart, I mean, there are competitions that are allowing the driver to sit entirely offset on a corner and the pedals are on the other opposite corner. So this is not happening over here. So you have to put the driver seat exactly at the center, but yes, 1 to 2 inches offset in length and side respectively are allowed. as given in the rule book. Then Shanmukh, again, can we know the distance of a lap? As I said, the length of a lap is approximately 2.1 kilometer at Kari Motor Speedway. What can be the maximum speed of an EV? With the 6 kilowatt motor and the web battery that you use in previous competitions, in I think in 6th GKDC, we witnessed the maximum speed up to 90 kmph at both the international circuit. So after that, the speed were really less, like 60, 70. The top speed, I'm saying. Average speed is always like 40, 50 kmph. So you can accordingly look for the data on your website or on YouTube, or you can establish a contact with the winner teams in the previous competition. Then Kaushik, all the components and powertrain position to be necessarily in the rears behind the firewall. See, it's not necessary that it should be behind the firewall, but can you think for any other alternate? I mean, transmission is supposed to be connected to the drive shaft only. So what I understood from your question is different, but I think you're asking something different. See, engine, motor, and battery. These are to be covered by the firewall, or you have to make the driver isolated from those components, basically. So obviously, the engine or motor, when you are placing it in a side, then side firewall will also be coming. And if it is at the rear, then the rear, behind the driver firewall will be coming. And if you are an EV team, you are planning to put your battery in both sides of your cart, then obviously you have to make an accumulator container that is fireproof, or you have to provide a firewall again then. Then Ashish Rao is asking any suggestions for mounting position of battery pack. And this is very hard to suggest anything. This is your work to be done. But yes, teams are placing the battery packs in both sides of driver safely and securely. And when you place the side, the batteries in the side, you have to, protect it from the side impacts also. Then Kaushik is again asking, is crushable zone considered in the total length of the cart? The total length of the cart is from end to end, from the lengthiest points, and the total width of the cart is from the widest point. So yes, the crushable zone is counting the total length of the cart, but not in the wheelbase, or not in any parameter that is you are including in the calculation part. So the total length is just the overall dimension of the vehicle, which is, yes, the crushable zone is counting. And then, should the steering wheel be in a circular shape? No, it is up to you. You can be rectangular, it can be near circle, or it can be trapezium also sometimes. Man of Steel is a nice name actually. So ground is compulsory or it is optional? This question is not understood to me. Man of Steel, can you put some light on it? Ground is...
Yeah, I think, Umesh sir, they are talking about the chassis ground actually. So ideally in any vehicle, it is advisable to maintain the chassis ground actually.
Okay, I mean the ground. Okay, all right. That answers.
Yeah.
Okay.
I hope so. If you are asking something else, then maybe you can.
Yeah.
Type in the chat box.
And then Samir, is Kart Motors finalized as the racetrack? Yes, this is finalized. Anish is asking, could you please elaborate on the columns on the cost report? Do you exactly mean by processing and tooling? Please do read the rule book. There are things explained, and there are videos on the YouTube channel that are related to the cost report evaluation. You can refer to that, and the things related to cost report will be discussed in the upcoming workshop. So you have to be patient till then, or you can search by processes and tooling. It is not processing, it is actually the processes. Processes are nothing but just to introduce you, processes are nothing but the operations that you are performing on anything to make it. And tooling cost is something that is combined of the dies, molds, and anything that is not there in the vehicle, but yes, it is being invested. The cost is being invested on those things, like specific tools or any dies or molds, jigs and fixtures, so things like that. So it is a detailed discussion, not possible as of now, but yes, there are the videos available on our YouTube channel, you can see. Then the next is Suyash, sir, can you please repeat what you said about the speed of EVs? Top speed can be estimated from 70 to 80, maybe in very rare cases, and average speed 50, 40, 50. Rashmi is asking, what is the approximate gradient of track on KMS? Gradient is actually not there on the KMS, but yes, there is a very slight gradient at the start from the pit stop till the very first corner. So it is a downhill actually, and it's not like that remarkable. So you can estimate it like 1 degree or maybe less than that, not more than that. Engine capacity has been increased to 156 cc. Yes, it is confirmed, available on the competition info on the website. Are floor batteries allowed? We are dying to see that. Yes, they are allowed if you can manage to incorporate in your cart safely and with the provided accumulator container rules. Then Team Black Spanners, what do you mean by the procedure in DVP? Procedure is nothing but a procedure with which you're going to conduct any test. For example, the brake test. There is a specific procedure that is mentioned in the rule book. So that is nothing but the procedure. And there may be tests that are not done in the event, but you are doing for your own design sake and for that validation. So you have to see the procedures for that. And what can be the shape of the roll hoop? It's always like V or U shape with a little bend as given in the rule book. So I'll just show you a few more things related to maybe a roll hoop. Just be with me. So this is nothing but a roll hoop, if you see. This is the bottom part, which is mounted on the chassis. And just to tell you that this length, this width on the bottom of the chassis, it could reduce also, it could increase also. This is the widest position on the chassis, and this is the point where the rule book or the roll hoop is mounted over here. And if you see, the TSL is over here. And just take some more. There are some rules that are to be kept in mind while designing your roll hoop. So when your tallest driver, earlier this was the tallest member, mistakenly written in the rule book, it has been corrected. That is, this is the tallest driver of your team. Tallest driver, when he sits inside your cart, it must be at least 2.5-inch clearance between this particular roll hoop and the top of the helmet. And over here is the TSA. Now teams are asking a question repeatedly, like, is it necessary to put the motor or the engine at the rear of this roll hoop? No, it is not. This roll hoop, actually we were facing a problem for the TSL, and if this roll hoop is not there, so there is no highest point where we can mount the TSL, and there is also one problem for the kill switch. So kill switch is not at a quickly identifiable position. So this role has been incorporated mandatorily in GKDC this year only. That over here the TSL will be mounted, and in the left side of the cart on the roll hoop, a kill switch will be mounted, the secondary kill switch, which is to be operated by the bystanders or the marshals. And these chassis sections I was discussing a while ago, and these chassis sections include, this is the crushable zone, which is to be at least 6 inches, and this is the paddle area, paddle assembly area. The paddles must not cross this particular line.
Screen is not visible. Sir, actually your screen is not visible, so we can't see anything.
I'm really very sorry. I'm really very sorry. You just give me a moment.
So right from the roll hoops.
Yes. I'll just show it again. I hope it is now visible. Okay, so we'll start with the roll hoop again.
Yes,
This
sir.
is the roll hoop that I was talking about. I'm really very sorry for the inconvenience caused. So this is the bottom part, which I was saying that it is adjustable according to you. You can reduce the width of this bottom part, or the you can reduce or increase as well. And this is the top of the roll hoop. So someone asked, what is the shape of the roll hoop? So this is a tentative shape of the roll hoop. You can have it like this way also. I'll show you. Just it can be something like this also. But see, you have to minimize the drag. So you can uh, do it anyway that you find is aesthetically appealing in your card and is fulfilling the requirement. So over here is going to be the TSL, and somewhere over here is going to be the kill switch or the PSS. So this is your roll hoop. And now I was discussing the other thing, the driver head clearance. So this is the tallest driver. When he sits in the cart, this should make at least 2.5-inch clearance between the top of the roll loop and the top of the helmet. And over here will be the TSL. Now the roll hoop has been incorporated just for these two things. So earlier there was no compulsion for the roll hoop, so the teams were not able to mount the TSL on a visible position where we can see it from all directions. So now it will be possible, and the location of the secondary kill switch was not specified particularly. Now it is specified that the secondary kill switch should be over here. So this is specified now. So this is about the roll hoops, and the second thing is the sections, chassis section. So this is a crushable zone, and this length, it should be 6-inch. It can be up to the width is not specified. It can be up to your tires. These are your tires, so it can extend like this. This is the crushable zone. And make sure that you do not need to worry about the wheelbase or the track width. It is not making any difference in your wheelbase or the track width, as the wheels will be connected somewhere over here, right? So when you see that, okay, your chassis length is increasing, yes, your chassis length is increasing, but your performance of the vehicle is not being affected. So this crushable zone is introduced as we were not installing the equipment, master cylinder over here, or the brake over travel switch or accelerator pedal or anything of that sort. So they will be, the systems will be failing. Now if even if any impact is happening and your crushable zone is withstanding that impact, so your pedals are over here, like brake pedal, maybe if you have the clutch pedal also over here, and your accelerator pedal also over here, A, B, C, or whatever the sequence you have, accelerator, brake, and clutch. So these systems basically like your master cylinder, TMC, or your BOT, or any other system which is a part of your cart, which is making your cart running, it should not be in, actually nothing should be in the crushable zone except these members which are meant to be a part of the crushable zone. Everything should be behind this point, behind this particular point, this. So your pedals, your pedal assembly area, and if I show you in this particular thing, so it's nothing but the same thing. This is pedal area, and over here will be your crushable zone. Pedals will be somewhere over here, and your driver is sitting like this. So this is your wheels will be somewhere over here, and this is how you will be placing the driver. I hope the questions are now clear, and Can you elaborate about the rule for brake, switch, jamming, locking all 4 tires? First of all, it is very rarely seen in the go, but yes, you can have brakes on all 4 wheels, and in order to do that, you will need to design a brake system exclusively for your front wheels, and this is a part to be researched and designed. Or if you want to spare a lot of cost, then the brake systems are available that you can install in the front wheels also. Otherwise, you always have brakes on the rear drive shaft only in a go-kart in GKDC. Just one sec. So like let's say this is your drive shaft. Let's say this is your drive shaft. These are 2 wheels. So brake is always on this particular shaft. Not always, I should say, most oftenly. But if you have, if you are planning to incorporate the brakes in the front wheels also, then you will have to design the stub axle in such a way that it can host the following things like your caliper and the housing of the caliper and the rotor. These things, it should be able to mount on that. So this will just make a system a little complex, but it is possible and being used in the professional racing karts. So you can try and look over there. Any considerations for driver suit? SFI 3 basically it's just a single layer suit that is required in GKDC. So SFI 3.3A/1. So SFI rated suits are accepted in the GKDC, and single layer suit or more than that are okay, acceptable, not an issue. So if there is anything else that we should discuss here about the rule book, anything related to electric or mechanical. So I hope we have cleared your queries that were there in the mind, and soon we'll start announcing the register. I mean, I think already the registration for workshops have been announced. So you can enroll for the workshop if you have any specific doubt related to any calculation or any design related issues. So there is one more question coming up. We are planning to buy a caliper from market OEM and will be designing motor disc accordingly. Will that work? Yes, that should work if your disc is manufactured correctly in strict requirements of the caliper, then it should work. Teams have been doing that for a long time. All right then, all the best to you all, and wish to see you in the competition. Stay productive, keep designing, and do not hesitate to ask your queries. You can always write your queries to gkdc@isnee.in. These queries will be forwarded to the concerned person. You'll get the most suitable answer for your queries. And this session is live streamed on YouTube. If you want to refer to any specific discussion of this part, you can just tune into our YouTube channel and you can view it over there.
Thank you, sir.
So thank you everyone. All the best.
Thank you, everyone.